Alright, how's everybody doing? Well, finally got the other one, got them on, but I didn't get my springs yet, so I can't change gates, so we're going to go ahead and run with these gates for now. They haven't given me any trouble, so they said it'd probably be another week or two for the spring kits, but the boost controller is hooked up. I've got everything set. I've got to run this wire in for the oil temperature gauge. It's the positive wire or the sending wire for it. Did a little wrap work on the charge pipes, and then I wrapped that too. Something different. Pulled the valve covers off. I put a new set of valve cover gaskets on it. Felpros, blue ones. They're fit a little better. This is what was on it. And I had issues with them seeping in the bottom corners down here, so we put these on. Hopefully that'll fix the problem. I put a little around the bottom edges on the valve cover and on the gasket. I painted them with high tack, so hopefully that'll help. Everything else is done. So jetted the carburetor. It had 1/16s in it front and back. We jetted it down. So it's got a 96 in the back and a 90 in the front. That seemed to help. I'm running out of room, and I told my boy probably over the winter I'm gonna build an aluminum dash for this, or I'll show you. I've got another dash I'll show you here in a minute, because I'm running out of room and it's starting to look kind of gaudy in here. Sorry I'm shaking the camera so much, but with all the wiring and everything, I got to hook that wire up right there. But that's the oil temperature gauge and the intake air temperature gauge, which I got one sending unit in the hat. The other one I drilled and tapped and put it down there in the intake. I made a video of me doing that so you can see me doing some work. Still ain't mounted my slicks back up. Got to finish running the rest of the line off the other one back here for the fuel pump that feeds the nitrous. Get that done. I don't know if I put this in here yet or not, but let me turn the light on. You can see up in there. Then I roll bars all in and done. That was kind of it took longer to get stuff lined up and trying to prop everything up and get it squared up in the angle, upward angle, and everything on the arms right, but it's all in. Thanks to Trick Chassis, you guys make a nice piece. I've still got to get, that's just a matter of plugging the other rev limiter in. But we put on a trans brake last night, and I brought it up to $4,000. That's where I got it at. And it come up to 6 pounds of boost, like right now. So the boost controller, which is right there, I just grounded the wires, because this bracket is actually part of the seat bracket, which is grounded to the body. So I just grounded two of my ground wires right there. But yeah, boost controller is all set. We've got everything done other than the boost correction, which I'm not going to worry about. But it's got 2 boost groups. I got the overboost protection set on it. And what that does is when you go over what you have it set, it cuts your boost in half till it drops back down to below what you have it set. Then it brings the boost back in. So we've had it set on 6 pounds. It come right up to 6 pounds sitting out here. When it got to 6 pounds, the controller corrected, opened the gates. So, but yeah, that is a heavy PVC vinyl. It's supposed to be high temp, and it's basically skulls that say, you know, hear no, see no, speak no evil. I just thought it's something cool. I'm going to try to attempt to wrap this Use a little bit of heat to see if I can get it to contour to everything. And then we took those rare Morrison valve covers and I took them and polished them using white diamond polish. I put a buffing wheel on my bench grinder and I polished them damn things up till they look like chrome. I've got a set of like stock tall style stock valve covers. They're steel chrome on the wife's car, El Camino. And they also want to keep weeping on the bottom corners. So I may put those rare Morrison ones on it just to seal it up so it quits, because I got plenty of room there. When I had them on here, they would actually touch this V-band right here and was real close to this one, and I didn't want it just rubbing, end up something happen where, you know, it's messing the valve cover up. I had to sand those spots on them and then rub it back out to get rid of the scuff. But other than that, we're good to go. I'll run this wire in, get wire loom on it. I ordered some 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 1/2 inch corrugated loom, because we're going to need some for the boys' truck as well. And I know it looks like stuff going every which way in here, but you just start running out of real estate. You really do. Like right here, you've got, let's see, the relays for the fans, the water pump feed wire, the fan feed wires, all this stuff coming up, goes under the intake through the firewall. And then over here, I've got all the boost lines for everything. The only thing I couldn't put hard plastic on was right here because I don't have a fitting to go in here. So, can't do that. I've got to pull this gauge off, move these two back over, and then try to figure out, a friend of my son's said that if I give him the hood, he can fiberglass in some humps right here over to the cow scoop. So, but we're still going to have to do something with this. If I take the wing nut off, we're 8 inches at the top of this, above the fender line. So you'd have to still cut a hole in the cow scoop for this. I could probably live with that, but I don't want this all cut up too. I mean, you're talking about a $500 hood. It's a hardwood pin-on. I think the boy gave like $489 or something, $490 for it. And we bought it like, I don't know, almost 2 years ago. So I've got the Zeus rails, some Motion Raceworks to put it on with, and the fasteners to do the front, and a couple for the back. But all of this sticks above the fender line. And then once you get over here to the scoop part in the middle, it's not bad. And then all of this sticks about 1.5 inches above the fender line. This side's about 2 inches, so we'd have to hump something up right here. We talked about maybe bringing it up and put like some stainless mesh or something in it. Do something maybe with this part of the hood too, so it's covered. Or maybe bring the scoop up, you know, do something different where it doesn't look tacky, I guess. So he's gonna draw some stuff up. The kid can draw like crazy. He's gonna draw some stuff up, and we're gonna see what he comes up with, and then let him have at it. You know. And then probably not this. I don't know if I'll get to it this winter or not, but I want to repaint the truck. Okay, I want to get rid of the gray. I do. It's something darker, different shade, something different. I don't know yet what I'm going to do, but like right here, I laid a rag up here with race fuel on it, and it chewed the clear coat up. Nicks and scratches in it, and like I said, that's engine enamel, and that's touch-up paint with Nason clear coat over it. So like this one, my grandson, where he hit it with a hammer, and then we banged it up working on it because I don't use fender aprons all across here. It's got little chips and stuff in it, but everything seems to be doing fine. So we just had a little bit of moisture around these water droplets inside here. When we took the valve covers off, nothing real bad, but these are doing their job, venting everything to that can down there, and then I have one in the intake valley that vents to that can, so it gets plenty of to get crankcase pressure out of the motor. Still looking for some air filters that aren't super restrictive to put on here for when it's on the street, so I'm not running these screens, letting dirt and shit come in, because you know your front tire's right there, and you don't see it in the air, but there's dust and stuff flying around. No leaks here, so that was a good thing. None of that's leaking. Yeah, at 90 pounds of oil pressure, none of it's leaking. Looks like we're in good shape. So, but I'm really happy that boost controller let it come up on. You can adjust your gate pressure in it so it'll come up on boost quicker, and that's what I like. So the other little radiator, ain't gotta worry about it getting hot. So if everything goes right, we're going to get it out here in the next couple days and beat on it, get some video of it. I got a few things I want to tighten up in here with the wiring, but when you get so much wiring, there's just nowhere else to put it. So, but the other dash I'll show you. That's a dash out of a 85, and it has no cracks in it or nothing. And what I would do would be pull all this out. I could fit all the gauges in here. Pull this out in the center part right here and make a panel, a real nice panel, and put in there, put all the switches in there. And then I could take and put the MSD and everything inside the glove box. The MSD box, anything else I've got, I could mount in here, you know, put the boost controller in here, and then all I gotta do is open the door to get to it. Because the boost controller's got a pin code where you can lock it where nobody can mess with it. The only spot is bad's right here, and I could fill those in. Or just go ahead where my LEDs are with my switches. Put all the LEDs over here, so when you turn something on and label it with the green LEDs that show it's on. That's my plans over the winter, is to change the dash out. So I want to try to keep a factory dash in it, but yeah, it has absolutely no cracks in it anywhere. So, and it's a lot easier to take this stuff out on these dashes than it is those, because it's got all that plastic crap behind those like 87 to 90 in their dashes. I think there's an ear broke right there. I'll have to fix. No, actually, well, I can mold a tab in there if I had to, but yeah, I could fit the tack and all the gauges in here. And this is flat, and it'd look a lot better. So I'll wrap it with that skull stuff. I'll wrap the switch panel with the skull stuff, and it'll look cool. So I'll probably start working on that, getting the panel cut and everything ready and done so I can start on it come winter. But yeah, I should be able to fit. The fuel gauge will go bye-bye, but I should be able to fit all the gauges in there, and I'll put those new autometer gauges in it, and I'll leave these in here. Be able to put the AFR gauges in there. All of this should fit, plus those two down there and the boost gauge. So that's the game plan. Let's start doing that. Give me something to do while we're doing other things. And these work so much better. So much better. They don't hang open at idle. So, and I think they have, what they say, it's a 7-pound spring in here. And to change these, you just take this wrench, you snap this and take it, pop this off, change the spring, put it back in, lock it back down, and you're done. So, and I bought extra O-rings for here. But yeah, I like the wrap, something different. I've always been into old school, like skulls and flames, the big old hot rod, big lick flames, and you know, that might be something we do on this. I don't know yet. One of the paint schemes I had in my head was do like a graffiti paint scheme, kind of like that guitar Eddie Van Halen had, with the paint splatters all over it. And then come out and have my grandson help me put paint splatters on it, or put his handprint somewhere on it. Mine, my son's, my wife's. Another one was, I've always liked that green and white two-tone that Chevrolet had on the trucks in the 70s, early 70s. That like kind of a pale green and white, kind of do like a retro paint job. My favorite color is green and blue, and green and blue together, I mean, they look okay, but I don't want to do like blue and green and blue or something. That'd just be too gaudy. But I like the lime green. I'll incorporate it into it somehow, but it's time maybe to change it up a little bit. And then like on the doors, you can see some of the ripples, not so much on this door, but when it was four-wheel drive, I had these gaudy ass purple letters on it. You can see some of it still in this door. You can see some of the wave back here from it. I need to sand it down and clean it up. And then right here where it come off, slid on a set of forks when we were putting the cab on, it banged it right here, and I had to knock it back out with a stick up in there and work it back out best I could and skimmed it. And then the roof right here got banged up a little bit. I need to fix that a little better. But, and then you can see it's got like runs and little runs and shit in it, but like a little dink right there where it got hit with something, and just fix all of it real nice. You know, fill this seam in, get rid of it. So, you see where the red's coming through, and just, yeah, clean it up. Still got to get a grommet for down there. But, you know, it's not a show truck by any means. Like right here, where it's banged up. Just, yeah. But that turned out pretty good. Diamond plate, and I flipped it upside down, painted it, put it on there. Kind of block that so some more of the air will go through the smaller radiator. But, you know, it's not bad for what it is, I guess. I need to shut this door all the way so I can look at this. I need to take the bed loose and align it a little bit better. Yeah. The bed needs to go that way and kind of turn just a little bit. You can't tell it by looking at it, but if you look down the side and you look where the cab and the bed meet, you can tell that the cab's sticking out this side more, and it's like it needs to go like this just a little bit. The bed needs to turn this way, just at a little bit of an angle, about a 1/4 inch. But it's not bad. Looking down the side of it. So I'm going to end the video there, everybody. Next video will be of us getting out and beating on it. Appreciate everybody that watches the videos, subscribe to the channel. Just watch the little truck come along. You know, if it wasn't for my son, it wouldn't be where it's at now. he's put as much money in it as I have. You know, when we're building the engine, I buy the cam and lifters. You know, he bought the heads, I bought the rods, he bought for the pistons and the rings, and yeah. He loves his truck to death, and now we're going to start building one for him, but it's going to be a small block truck. Small block, he wants to go Pro Charger, so blow through or fuel injection, he ain't decided yet, but I can do the blow through with the Pro Charger. So everybody stay safe. God bless. And the next video will be us getting this thing out and beating on it a little bit. Later.